Hey everyone, so I'm going to be talking about chapter 6 of The Outsiders here. Whereas chapter 5 is a really important chapter because we get some ideas that are really important to Johnny and Pony and the book as a whole, mostly through Robert Frost's poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. Chapter 6 is really important because we get some real action. The plot gets really moved along here in chapter 6. So, when chapter 6 starts, Johnny, Pony, and Dally are driving back to the abandoned church from the Dairy Queen that they were at, and Johnny tells Dally his intention to turn himself in, and this really upsets Dally. Dally just, he doesn't trust cops. He would never want to turn himself in or anything like that, but it's Johnny's decision. It's been made, so Dally's going to go along with it. So they're just going back to the church to pick up their things, and they're going to go back to town and turn themselves in. But when they get back to the church, it's just completely on fire. It's not like a little fire, it's the whole church is just burning up. Johnny and Pony immediately freak out, run up to the church, and they think that they probably started the fire because they've been smoking in it a lot. So they're thinking that they probably just dropped a cigarette and it probably, is what caught. They get there, and there's a whole big group of people there where there hasn't been anyone at the church all week. And so they ask this guy, what's going on? And he says, we were here for a school picnic. And it just randomly caught on fire. And then pretty soon they find out there's some kids missing. They hear yells from inside the church, and Johnny and Pony just immediately take off into the fire saying, we have to save those kids. I think part of this is because they feel guilty because they think they started the fire, but also this is just the kind of people that they are. They're going to go try and save people if they have the chance. So they rush into this burning building. They start throwing these kids out the window. Dally shows up at the window and starts grabbing the kids from them and taking them out. So Dally's helping too. All of a sudden, Pony just gets smacked in the back and passes out. Next thing, we wake up and Pony's in an ambulance talking to the guy that he had talked to before that told him about the field trip. And he asks him what's going on, and the guy basically told him, Dally smacked you in the back because you were on fire, so Dally kind of saved you from burning up. And then Pony asks, well, how are Dally and Johnny? And he says, Dally's fine, but Johnny looks like it could be pretty bad. He got burned very severely, and they think his back might be broken because a beam fell on him from the church. So Pony's really nervous about that, but then the guy starts telling him that everyone thinks that they're heroes because they saved these kids. And Pony's like, heroes? We're not heroes. Johnny's wanted for murder. We're greasers. Dally gets arrested all the time. And the guy's kind of taken aback. He's like, what? Really? You guys are awesome. You just saved those kids. And when Pony says we're greasers, it means nothing to this guy. He's like, I don't know what a greaser is. To me, there's just good people or bad people, and you're good people. And this is really important because it gives Pony this idea that the whole world isn't about greasers and socias. These are actually just two groups that are kind of created in these people's minds, and it doesn't actually mean anything to be a socia or a greaser. But after a while, they eventually get to the hospital. Pony gets checked out. He's fine. He's got very minor injuries. Dally's fine. But we don't know exactly about Johnny yet. While Pony is in the waiting room waiting to hear about Johnny, Soda and Derry show up, and they have a reunion. They haven't seen each other in a week. Soda and Derry have been nervous wrecks. So Pony hugs Soda, and of course they immediately are best friends like they always have been. But then when he goes and looks at Derry, it's kind of awkward at first because last time they saw each other was Derry hitting Pony, but all of a sudden it's just all forgotten and they hug each other, and Pony realizes Derry doesn't actually hate me. He actually loves me. He just is so nervous all the time. When he says where have you been in that angry voice, what he's actually saying is, Pony, I'm so nervous. If anything ever happened to you, I don't think I could deal with it. I don't want to lose you the way I've lost mom and dad. And really it just occurs to Pony for the first time how much Derry loves him and how difficult Derry's life has been, and what it means that Derry has taken over as the parent, and how much that shows that Soda and Pony are really important to Derry. And that's about chapter 6. So yeah.